Welcome to another episode of the Cynical Writer. Now, before we get started, I just want to let everyone know that if you want to support this channel, then you should consider purchasing my books, and I've left some links in the description section in case you're interested. Now, what are the 3 signs that you're a writer? Now, there are various signs that point to someone being a writer, and they can be very complex signs, and sometimes they're very difficult to decipher. Now, I just want to let everyone know that this is going to be a rather tongue-and-cheek video, and I don't make videos like this too often, but I just wanted to do something different. Now, the first sign that you're a writer is that you're constantly broke. You never have any money. Most writers, frankly, are very broke. Only the most successful ones have any money to spend. Most writers go through life being very poor, and they never have a lot of money to spend, and they just never have a good time because writing is not a very prosperous career in most cases. Only a very small minority of writers actually have a lot of money or actually sell a lot of books. Writing is not for the faint of heart because writers have to go through a very agonizing process of writing a book and putting it out there to the world, but a lot of the time no one really cares, and that's unfortunate. I wish things were different, but unfortunately we live in a world where things of quality don't always succeed. Very often things of low quality are the ones that are propped up by society. So being a writer is a very tough job, and it's not guaranteed to get you any awards. Unfortunately, people are far more focused on things they can get their hands on. People like buying tables and chairs and things that have practical use, but a lot of people don't see the value in language or poetry or in ideas. So writers make up a very small minority of people for that reason, because a lot of people don't want to pursue a career that in many cases won't get them anywhere in terms of finances. Now, fortunately, I don't write for that reason. I write basically because it helps my soul. Writing helps me fulfill my creative desires, and that's why I write, and that's why other people should write as well. Now, the second sign that you're a writer is that you got bad grades in school because you were constantly daydreaming, so you never understood what the teacher said. And this happened to me all the time. I was constantly daydreaming, constantly thinking about other worlds, other places, and for that reason I very often didn't hear what the teacher said, and that's why my grades in school were not the best. I frequently got very bad grades because I was focused so much on the stories in my head that I often neglected my studies. But looking back, that really wasn't so bad because I grew as a writer by daydreaming, and I think it's very important that writers learn to daydream, because it's only by daydreaming that you'll discover your true creative self. Because otherwise you'll be just doing what you're told. You'll be following, what the man is telling you to do, and because teachers really don't value creativity for the most part. Teachers value students who keep in line, who do what they're told, who follow the rules. Therefore, teachers aren't interested in creative writers in most cases. Now, of course, there are exceptions, but in general, teachers aren't interested in creative writers because creative writers go against the teacher's structure. They go against the teacher's system, because teachers have a routine that they want to follow, and when that routine is broken, then they fall apart. They don't know what to do, and often they take out their frustrations, so to speak, on helpless students. So many writers did poorly in school, and in fact, many writers dropped out of college because they were not creatively fulfilled in the in what they were doing. Now, of course, some teachers inspire creativity. I don't want to make it seem like I'm against all teachers, but the education system itself does not encourage creativity, and therefore many teachers don't encourage it either. Now, the third sign that you're a writer is that you're constantly staring at your computer, and because you stare at your computer so much, your parents might start to get the impression that you're doing something dirty, but you're actually not. The reason that you're staring at the computer is because you're trying to write that perfect opening line or that perfect sentence. Writers value words. They value the aesthetics of language, and because of that, writers are perfectionists when it comes to sentences, and that means many long hours of staring at a blank page, waiting for inspiration to come. And of course, outsiders believe that this is just a waste of time, that writers are wasting their lives basically by staring at a screen for many hours. But it's actually necessary in order for your writing to flow, because good writing doesn't always come instantly. Very often you're going to have to sit there for a while and process what you want to say. And that's why writers need to spend a long time staring at the computer, because otherwise their writing will be very flawed. Because if a writer just writes the first thing that comes out of their head, then that's not going to be very beneficial to them. In fact, it could be very detrimental to them in the long run. And that's why writers need to slow down, they need to take their time, and they need to focus on what they're writing and not let the outside world distract them. Because if a writer allows themselves to become distracted, then they will ultimately pay for it in the end. So those are the 3 signs that you're a writer. I hope you enjoyed listening to this video. If you liked it, subscribe to the channel. Again, you can check out my books in the description section. And until next time, goodbye.